The Advanced Explorer allows us to see all of the details of any scale or chord and how they relate to each other. There are a few ways to explore the scales and chords. One way is to tap a fret on the guitar. This will add a note and show us any scale related to that selected note. Another way is to tap one of the note buttons. This will add markers to multiple frets for that note. We can then choose a scale in the list by tapping one. This will show all of its notes. Tapping the arrow button next to the selected scale will bring us to the details screen. Here we can tap the arrows to reveal more details about this scale, like the related chords for it. Tapping the close button will bring us back to the list of scales. Now let's tap the chords button at the top to see a list of chords related to the selected notes we have. Tapping a chord in the list will allow us to select one, and we can tap the arrow next to it to go to the chord details screen. Now let's tap the scales button at the top to see a list of scales again. We can tap the magnifying glass button at the top right to search for chords. Tapping again will close this window. We can also tap the button next to it to calculate a scale with a group of chords. Selecting a few chords will show us some scales that we can choose from. Let's go over some of the remaining buttons. We can change how our scale and chord matches function. We can tap the normal button to select a match type. The default match type is normal. This will show us scales and chords that are related to our selected notes and frets. If we select exact, then the scale and chord lists will only show us scales and chords that match the exact notes we have selected. Then we have the pencil button. This can disable the tap to add feature on the fretboard. We tap this if we only want to listen to the fretboard when tapping it, instead of adding a note. Then we have the speaker button. This can disable all of the sound in this game. After this, we have the octave button which can show us the note octaves, and we have the interval button which can show us intervals instead of notes. And finally, tapping the clear button will clear any selection that we have.